Welcome back to Double Down University. I'm back with you guys with another MLB PrizePicks video for May the 5th. And I have two props for you guys. I have Tim Anderson over 6.5 fantasy score and Anthony Rizzo under 6.5 fantasy score. So let's get into it. First, let's look at the lineups and the weather. So for the Yankees game, there's no weather concerns because it's in a dome stadium. Tampa Bay is minus 190 favorites, and Anthony Rizzo is batting second. Doesn't really have too much protection because he doesn't have Stanton and Judge behind him in the lineup. He has LeMahieu and Torres. They're both strikeout risk. So even if he does get on base, I don't think they bring him home unless he is able to knock himself in via a home run or anything like that, but I just don't see it. And then also Tim Anderson, he's also always batting leadoff for the White Sox, and it's 73-degree weather, really good weather, no rain in sight, really good run total at 8.5. So let's get into it. I'll read off some of my notes that I have on both of these guys. So let's starting off with Tim Anderson. So Tim Anderson is facing Hunter Green, who is a really good young pitcher. He struggles like second and third time through the order. I still think of him as a thrower because until he like really locates his pitches, he should do well. I do think he gets over 6.5 strikeouts in this matchup too as well. And Anderson could be a casualty once, but I think this number is low enough for him to be able to cover this by just getting a hit. And maybe scoring and stealing a bag. So with with Green, he is allowing a 339 batting average and a 482 slugging percentage against righties. And again, and his home splits is weird because he basically shuts righties down at home, which is he has a 183-82 batting average against righties at home. So I'm not too concerned with that because, like I said, the sample size is kind of small because the season they only had 3 or 4 starts, so it's not that big of a sample size. But then with Anderson, he's been hurt early in the year, so he's only played 14 games this year, but he's went over this 6.5 fantasy score 9 out of the 14 times he's played this year. He has at least 1 stolen base in 4 out of 14 games, and I think that's really key because looking at Hunter Green, he has a 86% stolen base percentage against him versus righties, and I'll show you guys that right here. Let's see, Hunter Green. Actually, let's go back. Yeah, so Hunter Green. Let's see if I can put it back in. So here he is, and then it shows you against righties and against lefties, 74%. But I think that's overall. I think that's not this year. So here it is. He estimated. Here, hold on one second. Let's see if I've seen it. He has 86% stolen base success rate. So I really think he can get on base with a single and steal a bag and go way over this number, Tim Anderson. But he's also facing off against some pretty okay relievers on the back end of the rotation. Like when I handicap games, I try to do the full game and anticipate every possible matchup that he can face in the game, because I know a lot of people in general, when they give out hitter props, they always just base everything off of just them going up against the starting pitcher. But what they don't realize is that if the starting pitcher doesn't have a good start, or even if he does well, they're only facing the batter 2 out of his 4 at bats, or at best 3 out of 4 if they're pitching really well. So you kind of want to look at the whole bullpen in total. So what I did was I went through all the possible matchups that he could face. So Alexis Diaz, he's a righty, throws a fastball. He throws his fastball as a put-away pitch in 0-2 count. So basically, if it's 0-2 count, that's his pitch to get a strikeout. That's what put-away means. Slider, he throws a slider as well. He throws his slider as a put-away pitch in 3-2 counts. And Tim Anderson is batting like 600. Well, actually, no, he has allowed a batting average of 600. My bad. win in 3-2 counts this year, and probably mislocates his slider, leaves it over the plate. That's probably why they have a 600 batting average against him. But he's their closer. So in case, like I said, Cincinnati is favorite. So in case he faces the closer in the 8th inning or 9th inning, whenever they decide to put him in, and it rolls over to the top of the order, that's a potential matchup for him as well. Or because he's a righty, he might face these two lefties and Alex Young. Alex Young throws a changeup, sinker, curveball, and fastball. His changeup is his put-away pitch with righties in the 0-2 count. His changeup and sinker is his go-to pitch and tries to get back into counts when he falls behind with his changeup. So that's another note on the other lefty. So the other lefty is Sam Martin. They only have 2 lefties in their bullpen, which is crazy to me. So he has a changeup. He throws it when he's behind in the count to righties, and opponents have a 667 batting average when facing his changeup behind in the count. And then his sinker, he throws a sinker when batters is ahead in the count and tries to get ground ball outs because he's not a strikeout pitcher. He also throws a slider and a fastball. And then moving on to Rizzo, the reason I have his under is because in games he's played in Tampa Bay, he carries a 0.91 batting average, a 212 slugging percentage, and a 374 OPS, which is horrendous. Anytime you're batting under 100, that's terrible. He just doesn't play well in Tampa. And then while playing in Tampa, he's only covered 6.5, 2 out of his 6 games. He's 6 for 15 his last 15 covering at 6.5. He's 3 for 10 his last 10 covering the 6.5, and then his last 5 he's 1 for 5 covering the 6.5 as well. And then since 2021 he is batting .228 against righties, and he has an identical batting average of .228 on the road. Tampa Bay, their bullpen ranks 2nd in the league in ERA, 1st in batting average against, 2nd in slugging, and 2nd in weighted on base percentage. So meaning they don't allow a lot of runners on base, and they have a good batting average where even if you do put the ball in play, it's 9 times out of 10 it's an out. So there should be a drop off. It shouldn't be a drop off after the starter comes out, because their starter is really just like a long relief pitcher that's stretched out into a starter role. So he'll probably pitch anywhere between 3 through 4 innings and then have the bullpen pitch the rest of the game. So I like those 2 plays for today. Those are my 2 plays that I'm giving you guys. Is Tim Anderson over 6.5 hitter fantasy score, and Anthony Rizzo over under 6.5 hitter fantasy score. I appreciate you guys. Please like, comment, and subscribe, and I'll see you guys next time.